Okay, checking into the Dino Lab. I'm looking for the ramp. Check in at gift shop. Okay, so there's the ramp way over there. Okay, this is what we're doing here for the next hour. So, see, touch, dinosaurs, fossils, meteorites, ice age, artifacts, and more. 7 days a week. We are here. Alright, we are in the Dino Lab. They're going to show us real...
GPS signal lost.
Shut up.
What dinosaur are we checking out? This is absolutely the Triceratops just for you, my friend. We planned this for you. Now, this is my buddy Dopser. 8 million years ago, in the Hell Creek Formation of Montana. Just to help us figure out exactly what's going on, I have my extremely scientific log to help me point out all of the features. Dozer has this frill right along the top over here. We have a big, beautiful brow horn, with the other one being tucked still inside the rock on the matrix. We have that lovely nose horn, we have a beak, and we even still have the teeth inside the Dozer. He's not too shabby, eh? What are your first thoughts? What are your first feelings about Dozer?
All sorts of cool stuff going on here in the Dino Lab. I found a chair, so I'm going to sit down and rest my ankle. I'll get up here in a little while and look inside the tent. We've been talking about this Triceratops here that is partially exposed. This one here on the wall is actually a casting of one they found a few years ago, and the real skeleton has been sent to Australia. And they've got some teeth and skin that's in this one. Cool little skeleton. What is this? So this lab allows you to touch once they tell you all about it. This
is part of what we call the sternal plate.
You can see the different parts of its back and whatnot. Where these little orange markers are, there's some teeth that did not come from the Triceratops, probably a scavenger of some kind. But that's the exposed skeleton. And I found out that here in Canada, if you find a skeleton of a dinosaur, you don't own it, the government does. So most of these skeletons have come from the United States, because in America you own whatever in your land. So everybody's touching.
And that's because if we have a bone that has already been partially broken, we have a reason to flood it with glue. So with something like this, we would...
So they put them in these casts so transport them.
This glue...
And there's plenty of seating if you just need to take a break. So she explained the white particles is glue, and what they use is a glue that gets down deep in the pores to hold the fossils together, because over the years they break down and crack and whatnot. They would prefer to see one with cracks than no cracks, because they're not sure whether or not a no crack could be turned to dust and just by picking it up. So they have these little pictures of where the different bones that we're looking at come from. Pretty interesting.
She's like a Picasso. She is like a work of art. I completely agree. She really, really is. Yeah, overall, it's amazing how intact everything is. Yeah. She's got kind of a jumble of her hands. They're still in the matrix. And then the two smaller jackets, you can see all these little black fragments. Those are crushed pieces of eggshell. With this nest that's closest to me, do you have any guesses? What sort of dinosaur laid them? You're all being very, very quiet with that. That's completely fair. I don't actually know either. When it comes to dinosaur eggs, unless you find them with a hatchling or a juvenile or an adult.
Alright, so they just said that the skeleton that we're looking at here is all the parts in red are real and all the parts in white are man-made replicas to finish out the skeleton. So you can see that this is probably about 90% real. It's a pretty cool looking thing. That's the, here you go.
They have one cousin called the Kentrosaurus that has these massive spikes that come on their shoulders too. It's amazing. The Stegosaurus are really nice.
It's pretty cool.
This is the oldest fossil we have inside our museum.
I'm not really sure what the Dino baby show thing is about. She didn't cover that. But they did say that the exhibits changed quite a bit because they get moved out for newer ones, and a lot of these go to museums around the world.
First thing
A toe bone from a T-Rex.
This one is 3D printed. The real Victoria the Tyrannosaurus Rex, she's busy traveling the world right now. And actually, she's hanging out with her buddy Horridus. She's hanging out with her real black Triceratops that you saw over there, over in the Melbourne Museum of Australia. They get to meet up with her 68 million years apart. Not too shabby on the science. Now with Victoria, she's a pretty special T-Rex because we know how she died.
All right, well, we cut our tour a little bit short because next they were moving into the lab where you get to actually work on rock and bone, and we didn't want to get that stuff in Heather's respirator, so we were going to head back to the ship. But this is definitely a cool thing. I will put links and maps to it in the description, and maybe when you pass through Victoria, you can try to stop in and check it out. The exhibits change as they uncover them, so definitely something to see. So you possibly won't see the same things because they were talking about some of the exhibits were on their way out here pretty quickly. Well, we made it back onto the ship. We had a great time at the Dino Lab. Heather's down in the cabin having her afternoon hydration. I came up to the Lido deck to have some iced tea. I'm resting my ankle because somehow I twisted it. Not that I stepped off of a sidewalk sideways and rolled it. Nothing like that happened. I swear there's no video evidence. So right now we're just gonna hang out here, have another glass of tea, and then head back to check on Heather, and then take it easy until dinner time. Looks like there's a princess ship coming in. They're gonna be coming in for the night, and we'll be leaving here in a couple hours. A little windy up here tonight. Just getting ready for dinner. Nobody wants to be outside when it's windy. Alright, we're gonna head down. It's just now feeding time, but there's like hardly anybody here. Now, we don't leave for another hour, but a lot of people were eating up on the Lido deck. I don't know if that thing lights up, but it would be cool if it did. Maybe when they have one of their dinner shows, that will light up, and that'll be kind of cool to look at.